compound have been saying to the media over the last day or so. We wanted to get a better understanding of the FLDS followers in Texas. A short time ago, I spoke with a woman named Kathleen who doesn't want her last name mentioned. She says she's been separated from her children. Listen. Kathleen, how many kids do you have and where are they right now?
I have 5 children and 1 grandchild, and they are all, to my knowledge, at the San Angelo Coliseum or Pavilion.
How old are your kids?
In Texas. My oldest child is 18 plus with 1 grandchild. My other child is 16, 15, 11, and 9.
And how old is your grandchild?
My grandchild is 10 months old.
10 months old. What is the message you're trying to get out? It's very rare. We've tried to talk to people in your community before and have always had doors closed on us. Why now are you talking?
Because the state of Texas has confiscated our children on an alleged allegation that has no facts, and now they're holding our children, and we want the children back.
And whose idea was it to come forward and talk to the media?
It was ours, because this nation has been so prejudiced against us that they have a false image of what we are.
What are you? Why do you live in this community?
Because that's where I choose to live. It's the nicest community in America. For instance, my children had never seen a firearm in their life until they had a firearm put in their face and told to load on a bus. You will never see your father and mother again if you don't get on the bus and do what we tell you to do.
How many wives does your husband have?
I will not answer that.
Why not?
I want the children back. This has to do with me and my children. That question's not pertinent to the nation knowing that we need our children back.
I have talked to other women who were once part of your community, but who said that they had to flee in the middle of the night, sometimes taking their children, sometimes unable to take their children. And they say there are abuses that take place in this community.
Well, I'm not going to quarrel with their story. My story is we have had our children taken from us on an allegation that has no foundation. Now we will do whatever it takes to get the children reunited with their mothers.
But do you understand that there are many people watching this and many people who have heard about this story for many years now who are legitimately worried about your children or some of the other children there who they say have to get married at a young age or are forced to marry older people who they don't have feelings for?
That's why they chose to leave, is because they had a fear. I have no fear.
There are also many young men, they call them the Lost Boys, who have, they say, been kicked out by the community because older men wanted the younger women and the young men were literally tossed out from their families. Have you seen that?
That does not have anything to do with the message that the state of Texas has taken away a whole community of children and withheld their parents from them on an allegation from outside. That allegation did not come from within YFZ Ranch.
So clearly you don't want to talk about anything about the community. You just want the message out about your children.
I do. I want the children returned to their parents, to their guardians.
I don't want to sound cynical, but it does sound like you have rehearsed what you want to say with other people because everybody is saying the exact same thing.
Well, sir, what would you say if your children had been robbed from you and kidnapped? What would you say?
I don't know.
Well, put yourself in our condition. That's why we're all saying the same story, because we have all had our children taken.
Do you have an attorney yet? Do you have confidence in the system working?
My hope is that there is some hope that the United States Constitution can have effect. that we have freedom of religion.
Have you been able to
Sir,
talk
I have
to your
just-
kids?
Not for several hours since we've been taken from them. I want you to understand that we have been put in a compound, the Concho Forts over there, brick walls, 170 women and children in a building that was 100 feet by 40 feet with 2 bathrooms. Okay? Do you understand that? So we need the public to know that an injustice has been done against us. In the land of the free, in the home of the brave, we are being treated like the Jews were when they were escorted to the German Nazi camps.
You're saying you're being treated like people sent to concentration camps?
Yes, we have been treated that way in a country that professes to be free, in the land of the free, in the home of the brave, and we have been persecuted for our religion.
Just for accuracy's sake, do you actually know what happened to the Jews during World War II? Because it does not seem to be the same,
do.
just factually speaking.
I do. I am 42 years old. I'm very studied in history. I have a college degree.
Do you believe the state, why do you think the state did this? Do you believe what they say, that they were worried about the children?
I do not believe that they were worried about the children. I believe they have been prejudiced against us from people that chose to leave, that were dissatisfied with our way of life, and so they have stirred up the public opinion against our lifestyle just because of their emotions, not how I feel, it was how they felt. I may feel totally different, just as you feel totally different.
Well, Kathleen, I appreciate you talking. I know it's difficult, and it's a difficult situation. I appreciate you taking the time to speak with us.
Thank you, sir.
With me